students, today the experiment is determination of gross calorific value of supplied coal sample. What is calorific value? Calorific value of a fuel is defined as the quantity of heat energy given out upon the complete combustion of a unit quantity of fuel. It is generally expressed in kilocalorie per kg or calorie per gram. Now look at this apparatus. It is your bomb calorie meter. What is a bomb calorimeter? It is an apparatus used to measure the heat of combustion. This sample is burned in an oxygen-rich atmosphere inside the sealed chamber that is surrounded by a jacket containing a known volume of water. The rise in temperature of water is recorded and used to calculate the gross calorific value of fuel. The apparatus is used to calculate the calorific value of different type of fuels. Let us discuss about the different component of the bomb calorimeter. It is the bomb of the calorimeter. It is the heart of the apparatus. The purpose of this bomb calorimeter is for rapid combustion of test material under high pressure of oxygen. It has facilities for oxygen inlet and outlet, electrical connections, crucibles, holder and the crucible for containing the sample. Now see inside. It is opened now. It is the lid of the calorimeter. It is generally placed on a stand for connecting the fuse wire. This is the fuse wire, and placing the sample in the crucible. It is the crucible, and these are two electrodes, and the projections are for connection of the plugs where the electrical current is passed and fuse is burnt, or it glows. Then under the high pressure of oxygen, the sample is burnt. It is for air inlet and outlet. You see, inside there is a valve. This is your valve for inlet. The same valve functions for outlet. If you connect the oxygen feed device to this one, oxygen will be filled to this bomb, and again when you press this one with help of this kit like this, oxygen will be expelled from the bomb. And to adjust the valve, this is provided. You connect this one and adjust the valve if any leakage is there. Now look inside. It is cylindrical and very thick also, and here is a gasket. It is provided for air tightness. The other side, you see, this is your stirrer. This is the stirrer which circulate the water inside the vessel. Now you see, it is generally placed inside. It is the vessel, and when it rotates, it circulates the water to maintain the equal temperature at all points of water. It is the motor of the stirrer. This is the thermometer, basically digital thermometer, which is also inserted to the water, and these are two plugs which are connected to this portion to flow electrical power to the fuse where the fuse glows. This is the outer jacket. You see there are two walls, you see, inner outer wall and inner wall, and the wall is generally filled up with distilled water. Distilled water that is filled, that should have the temperature below 2 to 3 degree than the room temperature, and the purpose of this jacket filled with distilled water to increase the heat capacity of the calorimeter. It's the temperature indicator unit. Here temperature is indicated. That means the temperature of water in, that means the water of the vessel's temperature is indicated here with help of this temperature indicator or thermometer, you say. Temperature thermometer, it is basically digital one. The switch for the starter motor, it is the main switch of the indicator. It is the plug that is generally used for firing. It is connected, then the red switch is pressed when you want to fire. That means at that time the current will pass through this fuse wire and the sample will be burnt under the high pressure of oxygen. Now look at the back side of the indicator. Here is the connection for the starter and it is the connection for the digital thermometer. The tripod, or you may say the stand for the bomb, where the bomb is placed, and again it is placed inside the calorimeter vessel. How it is placed inside the jacket, you see. The oxygen cylinder which supply oxygen to the bomb, and this part, total part from this to this is the oxygen feed device. It consists of a pressure gauge, a pressure regulator and a feed tube and other components to feed to the bomb. It is the pellet press, where you see inside here the powdered coal sample is placed and then the cap is fitted. Using this one you can make coal pellets. Now let us discuss about the experimental procedure. At first you have to take 1 gram of coal, that is in the powder form or in the fine form. How it is been prepared you observe with the help of the pellet press. You rotate this one. When it is completely tight, then you unscrew it. Rotate clockwise. Now the pellet is coming out place on a paper. Using a precision balance, you take the weight of the pellet. Here nichrome fuse wire cut a length of about 5 centimeter, and you have also take its weight using the precision balance. Fill the outer jacket with distilled water. It should be filled up to this mark. Here it is marked. Now take the lid of this bomb from the bomb and place on the stand. How the sample is placed in the crucible you see. At first you have to connect the two electrodes with help of this fuse wire. You see, this is the fuse wire. There are the two cords are there it should be tied and make a loop. You see, inside a loop is formed and the sample is passed through the fuse wire loop, and this is provided to adjust the crucible height, and a cotton thread may be added to the sample for better combustion. And you must be careful that the fuse wire as well as the cotton thread should be in contact with your sample. Put about 5 ml of distilled water inside the bomb. You see how the lid is placed on the bomb and how it is closed. Now you see how the bomb is connected to the oxygen feed device. Now you open the main valve of the cylinder. Now close this portion, this valve basically, then open the regulator of the feed device slowly. Let the pressure come to 350, and here it is written as PSI, that is pound per square inch, and the pressure inside the bomb should be around 350 PSI. Now open this valve. Whatever the excess pressure that is been released, and the indicator is coming to 0 pressure now. Then you open this part. To go for the leak test. How it has been checked, you see. There is no leakage. If there would be the leakage, the bubbles would come out. Then it is okay. Then you place the vent cap. Now it is ready for testing. Come on the tripod stand. Put the bomb with tripod into the calorimeter vessel. Now the vessel is filled with water, and the water should be come to the socket level. You see, it is coming to the socket level. Place the vessel in the jacket. Now the two plugs are connected to the electrode sockets, and the lid is placed over, and you should be careful that when you are placing the lid, the stirrer should not touch the wall of the vessel. And you now make the necessary connections of electricals to the temperature indicator like stirrer, digital thermometer, etc. Switch on the main switch. Now it is indicating the temperature. Then run the stirrer motor with this switch. Now the stirrer is moving I have already explained what is the purpose of the stirrer. It is showing the initial temperature of water of the vessel, water of the vessel inside, and let it to run for about 5 minutes. Let the temperature to be still. Now it is increasing. Let it to come to nearly constant. Now the temperature is nearly constant. Then you connect the firing unit. It is the initial temperature. Now you press the fire button for few seconds. Then the current will pass through the fuse. Initial temperature of firing is 28.42, and you have to take the temperature rise at an interval of 30 seconds up to 10 minutes. And when the temperature is constant, that is your final temperature. You have to then note out the temperature in a tabular format. You see here, this is the format. It is the time in minutes, temperature in degree centigrade, firing temperature, then at an interval of 30 seconds it is been noted up to 10 minutes, or when it is constant it may be up to 12 minutes. We see the temperature is constant. It is constant nearly 2 minutes. Before readings are also 30.25. Now let us calculate for your gross calorific value of the supplied coal sample. Now switch off the main, the stirrer, then you have to remove the lid. The bomb is taken out and the vent cap is opened, and the gas inside the bomb is released with help of this kit. Now gas is releasing. Okay, let it be completely evacuated. Then open it and then clean the bomb. See the condition of the sample. It is completely burnt and the fuse wire also burnt. Now we will go for the calculation part. The initial temperature, that is the firing temperature, that is been noted as 28.38, and the final temperature is 30.25 degree Celsius. That is the rise in temperature. The formula for the gross calorific value, that is abbreviated as GCV, that is equal to water equivalent into temperature rise divided by the sample pellet weight. And here it is coming to water equivalent, it is already predetermined, that is 2248, the 2248 grams multiplied by 1.87 divided by the sample weight, that is 1 gram, it is coming to 4203, that means 4203 calorie per gram. Now you have to correct the calorific value whatever been determined, that is the corrected gross calorific value, that is equal to observed gross calorific value minus calorific value of fuse wire. And because the fuse wire is burning inside, so it releases some heat that should be subtracted from the observed one. Whatever the findings, I have already told that it is coming to 4203, and for your fuse wire, its calorific value is equal to 1600 calorie per gram, as because the fuse wire weight is 0.02 gram, it is coming to 32 calories. So you have to subtract 32 from 4203, it is coming to 4171 calorie per gram. It is your gross calorific value. I think it is all about the experimental procedure how to find out the gross calorific value of a fuel. Okay.